you're trying to render animations fast in Octane Blender, you're in the right place. Most artists think you need a beefy GPU or tons of samples to get clean frames. But I used to render animations overnight on my laptop with a 1050 Ti and still got great renders. Today I'll show you the exact render settings, denoise setups, and export workflow I use on low-end and high-end machines. And yes, I need to change my battery. We'll walk through Octane's render tab, viewport denoiser, settings, and how I finished everything in DaVinci Resolve. My name is Patrick LeVar. I've been learning Blender Octane for the past 5 years and teaching everything I know and giving it out for free. And I also built one of the top Blender Octane communities online where serious artists get access to exclusive materials, feedback, and direct support. Enough of the jibber jabber, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so these are going to be my settings that I was using on my low-end laptop. I had a 1050 Ti NVIDIA GPU on a laptop, okay? And I was able to really get some nice clean renders out of that using this setup here. So here is a quick look at it. You can see we don't really have any noise, but the image is a little bit soft. And I was using some other things in the composite. Let me go to the compositing tabs to show you the setup. At that time, I could not run the denoiser natively in Octane because one thing, if you don't have enough resources on the GPU, it won't initiate or it won't use the render or the denoiser. It didn't for me. So again, you can see here, I didn't have the denoiser turned on, right? So I'll use Blender's native one. This was my setup here. This was my node setup. Here's my render layer. I would just take this image into the image and then beauty into the albedo. It's probably not correct. You're going to get all these people commenting, yo, you should have did this, whatever. This is what I did and this is what worked for me, okay? So if you guys are enjoying this video, there is a complimentary PDF that summarizes all the stuff that I'm talking about in this video. Links down below if you guys are interested in that. Peace. So I plugged that into the denoiser, I gave it to accurate, and then I mixed, oh, actually I didn't even mix it this time. I have a lens distortion, which you probably don't even need that. Just go ahead and bypass all of that, right? And then I was exporting everything out as EXR files separately so I can use them and compile or do some post work in DaVinci Resolve. This was basically how I used to denoise my images. Now, if we go to the render settings, okay, here's my render settings, guys. I was using the path tracing kernel, max samples, 150 samples, okay? And then I had a diffuse 10, specular 10, scatter 8. And everything else is pretty much default. GI clamp was set to 1. I wouldn't recommend going lower than 1. At this time, I was using 1, but now these days I use 10 as my minimum. If I need more, I go down, but don't go below 1, okay? And then pretty much everything else was on. I had adaptive sampling turned on. And in this case, it looks like I did tweak the settings on the adaptive sampling. I do have videos that'll show you how to use adaptive sampling because it really does help, especially bigger renders. But in this little render, it really didn't make that much of a difference. And other than that, that was pretty much everything that I had. Everything else, the rest was default setup. And these values worked out pretty decent again on a lower end laptop with a lower end GPU. And I don't have the exact render times, but I guarantee it was probably about a minute or so because that's what it was averaging for me to do any type of animation. I was always trying to get my render time down to a minute and then let it render overnight. Rendering at night helped me so I didn't tie my machine up during the day because I still wanted to work on it. So make the render, do everything I want, and then when I'm finally ready with to render out the animation, right before I go to bed, set the render on. I went back to the same scene and kind of basically stripped out all the lighting because I wanted to use my new lighting add-on here. So I jumped into my 3-point lighting add-on here and set up a new scene here. Again, I want to have another video where I'm going to break down more in detail about my lighting, the lighting add-on that we're building. Right now it's exclusive in my Blender Octane community, and there's a watered down version in our Discord here. What I did was, now that I'm on the newer system here, I got a 1080 Supra and I'm on a desktop machine. Again, guys, anytime you have like a 1050 Ti on a laptop, a 1050 Ti is not measurable. They're not equal as if you had a 1050 on a desktop. Even though the numbers are same, the desktop versions are always going to be better because of power consumption. They can take in more power versus the laptop. So just because, oh, I got a 1056 or something laptop version, that is not equal to the Big Daddy, to its bigger desktop version. So keep that in mind. If you have a laptop, that's great, but ultimately you want to get the desktop version because that's where the power really comes from, because it's not have to baby the power with the laptop. You get more power. I mean, these desktop machine, right? So here's my settings right now, and you can clearly see it's fairly noisy, right? It doesn't look that good. If we're looking here, let me go ahead and render out a quick full render so you guys can see what that looks like. All right, so here is the full version here, and you can clearly see we got a lot of noise. And again, this is an animation, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on frames because it's going to be an animation, right? So what I'm going to do is just walk through how I would denoise this, how I will get it presentable for a full animation. Here is the version like I showed you earlier using the standard Blender denoising pass kind of hack that I did here, and you can clearly see it's a little blotchy. And again, if this was fully animated, as there's only one frame, it's gonna look a little bit blotchy, so it's not gonna be that clean, right? So I'm gonna show you how I would try to get a clean render out of this. So first thing first, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this was my older setup. I used to always bake in the lens distortion. I don't do that anymore now because I pretty much do it post. It gives you more control. So here is my setup for Blender itself and the Compositor, just this here. What I'm gonna do is set up the denoiser. Now again, you gotta have the resources on your GPU to allow you to use a GPU, the denoiser from Octane. If you don't have enough resources, I would recommend using the version up here that I did, the hack, where we just add the node inside of here on the top, okay? But I do have the resources, so I'm gonna show you how to set that up. I'm gonna add a quick node tree. In this quick node tree, it pops up this node here, this render AOV group. Again, you can get that to the render AOVs. And then if you notice, if you come to this tab, it already has the denoiser tab right there, right? There it is. I'm gonna go ahead and just select the denoiser tab. Then I'm gonna go back to the viewport. We're gonna scroll down here to the denoiser tab. We're gonna tick that to activate it. And then we're gonna scroll down here. And now we can see we've got our controls for our denoiser here. So we do have the Open Denoiser AI Denoiser, which is nice. And then we also have Octane's AI Denoiser. I'm going to go with the Open AI Denoiser because it's a little bit faster. I have another video in my Blender Octane community where I compared the two, and it basically the Open Denoiser kind of always beat it. It was a little bit quicker. So I'm going to use that. This is a new option that we just had that has been added here, so we can control basically fast, balance, or high. I'm just going to put it on balance for now. And then I set my settings here to 1:1. This is for viewport, right? Because I want it to kick in fairly quickly. So I literally set it to 1:1, and then you can see here it's going. Hang on. I ticked on denoiser. How come it's not denoising the image? If you look at it here, if we go full screen, look at it. It's not denoised. It still looks horrible, but we turned on the denoising setting. What's up with that? Because we got to set up we got to tell Octane that we want to use the denoising pass for viewing also. So what we do is we jump out. We come back over here to your render passes, and if you come down here to render passes AOV, you see I have the render pass AOV. I'm using the AOV node graph, but if you notice here, there's nothing in here, right? Because we didn't select any. So I'm gonna come in here and select. I have multiples, but this is just because I've done this a couple of times. But if you don't know which one to do, come back into compositing, and I'm just gonna name this here, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and put test for you guys so you can see that. There it is. And then if we come back over here to our render passes, scroll this down, there's test, right? We'll grab that one. And this one already has, I want to view the render AOV output of the denoiser, right? Of the denoise beauty. So now if we jump back over to our viewport, and I'm gonna go full screen for you guys. Now it should kick in, the denoiser should kick in. If you're an artist who's not satisfied with just scratching the surface and you don't want to plateau with the Octane, check out our Blender Octane community. It's built for creators who want to keep leveling up, share advanced techniques, and push their renders even further. If this sounds like you, links down below. We'll love to see your work inside. Boom, now the denoiser has kicked in, and you can see we got a nice clean denoise render. Again, I can control how much of that I want to view right here with the blend. I want fully denoised, or if I want fully noised. I always kind of go around 0.2 to 0.3 just because I want to still see some of my details there. But there it is. You can see our denoise image is clean. Here is just basically saying what is going to be the minimum denoiser sampling, and here is the maximum interval. So I just put 1:1 because I want it to be render, kick in. That's what I do. Okay. So that's setting up our denoiser in the viewport. Now to set it up for export and out of the render, what I typically do is I use Octane's outputter. So what I do is I come here to output, we scroll down here, I take Blender and I put Blender to FMPEG because I just want a video from Blender. I don't want it to make multiple files of what I'm about to do. And then I'll scroll down here to Octane output, right? And you can see it's going to be a little tab, Octane output. You go ahead and tick that. And then from here, what I'm going to do is go ahead and save it. And then I'm going to select my passes. I want multi-layered EXR. This won't show up until you select EXRs, right? So you'll have to come down here to, by default, it'll probably be on PNG. What I do is, and if you're not seeing that option, make sure it's on export separate image files. Otherwise, you won't see this option, okay? So if export image, I'm going to turn it from that to EXRs. and then 16-bit or 32-bit. 32-bit is pretty much if you're going to be starting to do like exporting out crypto math, then you probably want to crank up to the 32. Before I never need that, so I just go to 16 EXRs. Now I want to go ahead and also set my color space. I'm going to do linear sRGB, and then I want to do my compression DWAA, and then at the moment it's going to give us two passes. It's going to give us a beauty pass and a denoiser pass. How do I know that? Because if I come back into compositing, right here, this render AOV has two things in this tab, a beauty and a denoise. So this is going to be sending out two files, a beauty pass and a denoise, and I don't want to have multiple files. I want it to be one file. So when I come back over here to my export, back down here at the bottom, I'm going to say export separate images into a multi-layered EXR. And now it's going to put both of those files in there. And then what I can also do is I come here where it says export render pass settings. If you click on that, here it is. I can export both of those files in one, or if you really wanted to, you can just deselect and choose which one you want, right? So it really doesn't matter. It's up to you. So now that we have the denoising passes set up, now when we go to export this out, I'm going to jump in the middle here because I just want to grab a frame that's kind of in motion so I can make sure my motion blur is also working. Again, to get motion blur working, make sure you select on your object, come over here to properties, and then you're going to scroll down to motion blur. I have it ticked. And then you're going to go make sure the master motion blur is also turned on. Here it is. I have it turned on. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and just render out one frame. All right, that frame is finished. Now you look at it, you're like, dude, it's not rendered. It's still noisy, right? And I'll also, by the way, hit the like button. Notice it's still noisy. Why is that? That's just because we're seeing the beauty pass. We're not seeing the denoise pass. So if you want to check the denoise pass and make sure it looks nice and clean, come over here to the top, composite, go to view layers. It opens up this. Go down to composite combined again. Here is our beauty, which is that. And you go down one more. Here is our denoise beauty. So there is our denoise beauty. So you can see that it's not too bad. We still got a little bit of noise. Now I could crank up the render samples even more, but let's see what my render settings are. So at the moment now in this file, my render settings are 200 max samples, 500 for the viewport, which doesn't matter, 10, 10, 8, and 4. And then I have a GI clamp of 10 because again, now I use a GI clamp of 10. Blender Octane ships with the GI clamp of 8. So just to keep that in mind. So other than that, adaptive sampling, I didn't change any of that from my older file when I was using it on my laptop. The basically only thing I did was give myself 200 samples instead of the 125. Now you can still see I could get some more samples into it. But one thing I want you to take note is like lighting is also critical to getting a clean render, right? So in the other one, the lighting was pretty decent, but now I've learned a lot about lighting, and now you can see here I've got two lights. One's fairly big, one's fairly kind of like they're pretty big, they're pretty close to the subject. The scale of the mug is real world scale. That's another thing I didn't do with my older files. I wouldn't work at real world scale. I would just bring in a default cube and start modeling. With Octane, it's extremely important to work at real world scale for the lighting and everything to be correct and to render properly, because the whole system was designed on a real world scale basis. So always get into the habit of working in real world scale. So again, these lights, I put them in a distance which would be in reality, like how we would have them in real life. So already and I have less lights in this one now. I only have 2, and I'm already getting better results than I had before just because of optimization of scene. Okay, guys, optimizing your scenes. So if you guys are enjoying this video, there is a complimentary PDF that summarizes all the stuff that I'm talking about in this video. Links down below if you guys are interested in that. Peace. Since I have this here now, we only got 2 lights, but what's most important too, there's nothing blocking these lights. There's nothing in front of these lights. Again, you'll get more noise if you have objects in front of your lights, sending lights through glass, you're going to have more noise. So again, try to have the path between the light bounces to your object and to the camera as clean as possible. Don't have lights stuck in corners, and like half the lights in the wall or something like that. That's going to really crank up your render times. And that's also going to add noise. Those all are adding into helping me get a cleaner render. And again, I wanted to kind of go as minimal as possible to reduce render time. I mean, I have a 4080 Super. I can crank out render time, but I'm just so used to optimizing my scenes for that quick render time that I still don't just be sloppy about it, even though I have the power I can use now. Looking at this render here, this is before the denoiser. So if I can get this before denoiser image a little bit more cleaner, I can tone back on the denoiser so it won't get so blurry and so mushy, right? So I would say like Am I happy with this? No, there's still a lot of noise in this image. Now I can take it into DaVinci Resolve and denoise it, but let's sacrifice. Let's get into it. Let's add a little bit more samples to this to try to get it a little bit more cleaner. So what I would do is let's take this up a little bit. We're going to take this up to maybe like 500. I'm going to take it up to 500 and see what it looks like. All right, so this is at 500 samples now. You cut the noise in half. It's still a little bit noisy, but you know what? If I'm going back, like if this is animating, this is almost, I can accept this a little bit. I probably maybe, how many, okay, render time is taking 24 seconds. So I'm happy with 30 seconds. Like, so I probably could go to 800, but let's see what the denoise version looks like of this. There's the denoise version. Not too bad. Doesn't look that bad at all. And if we get in there really close and pixel peep it, we can still see there's some visible noise, especially right here on the shadow. But I still think we need to add more samples. Just FYI, all my new scenes, I literally throw 1,000 at it minimum. So I'm just gonna go what I normally do these days. I normally always start with 1,000. I'll start with 800, then I'll go to 1,000. So let's actually go to 800. Diffuse is 10, specular is 10. I'm not gonna probably really crank those up. I'm gonna leave those where they're at. And I'm actually going to take my exposure and bring it back down to 1 because I like that. It was just a little bit more contrastic look. All right, so now it took us 38 seconds. Okay, let's go back to number 1 here, slot 1. This was the other one that we did before, 24.9, 38.2. But look at the nickel and noise difference. Even minus the exposure still going up, but still, now you can clearly see we've got a difference here, right? Okay, this looks clean. And then let's see what this looks like with the denoiser. Now this thing's going to be in motion. Right, so I'm still even happier back at 500. I would even take 500 because it's in motion, and plus I'm going to add noise. I mean, I'm going to add film grain to it. I would even took that. But okay, 38 seconds a pop. So this is looking a lot better. So again, you're going to most of the time need to crank up your samples. Again, I'm still happy with, I'm under a minute, so I would still even say 1,000 if I really wanted to pixel people, but I'm happy the way this looks right now with the denoiser turned on too. Basically what I would do is export out this whole sequence as an EXR file. I don't try to do any color grading, any type of denoising inside of Blender. I take it to professional tools like DaVinci Resolve or a Nuke or something like that, or if you want to use After Effects, that's to you. But I mean, come on, we're talking about color grading real Hollywood movies in DaVinci Resolve, so why would I try to color grade something in Blender? If you found this helpful and you're ready to see how I finished the entire animation in DaVinci Resolve, from EXR import to color grading and to the final export, this is exactly what I'll cover in the next video. Click here if you watch. And if you're serious about leveling up in Blender Octane and you want access to exclusive materials, feedback, and a supporting community, check the link down below in our description for our private Blender Octane School community. Peace.